What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Black Graffiti.
What's up? What's up?
So tonight we're
What was that?
So I don't know what that was. Don't mind me. Tonight we're gonna be talking about something that I heard on the radio, and it was kind of bothering me and irritating me. I was on my way to work, to go make my money, blah blah. And I heard about basically. So there was a situation where an older gentleman was proposing to his girl. I'm guessing this girl was younger. He wouldn't really say and disclose the age or whatever, but he was retired, had plenty of money. He was good, right? Taking care of his girl, all this other stuff, right? Get down to it. He asked his girl again to propose, to marry him. She said yes, but when they sat down and started having conversations about different things on different levels, she would not provide how much that she made. So that is something that, thanks for that. That is something that really bothered him because he felt like, okay, if we're going to take it to the next level, I have no problem taking care of you, taking you on trips, shopping sprees, paying bills, doing the stuff that I'm supposed to do to take care of you as a man. You're not telling me what your income is. So there was a problem.
Huge problem.
So, the lady that was on there, she was like, well, you money hungry because you were okay with, it being how it was so far. So now it's different because you asked her to marry you. Now you have to know, like, you're money hungry. Why you want to, first off, how is he money hungry when he already has sufficient funds? He's good.
And he ain't never asked up until this day, but you all are becoming one. So that means he takes on your finances, you take on his. He don't know if you bad with money. He don't know your situation at all. He don't know if you make $10,000 or you up here and you make $180. You might make more than him. He don't know that.
Well, she didn't because she was some type of secretary. So from what he was saying, she probably makes between 40 to 50 grand, but when you get married, it's different. So, and then they talked about that too. So, you have to talk about debt to income ratio. That's important to know in case, you need to apply for something jointly together, talking about your credit, finances. But knowing how much you make is a part of the finances, a part of the knit and grit of getting married. That's all a part of it. You can't be too secretive. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
But she also said something about the credit score, right? Like she can know.
So the lady on the radio, she's basically like, okay, well, you're money hungry, but I understand when it comes to confidential information such as, your credit score and things like that. Well, first off, how much you get paid is confidential too, but that's besides the fact. Like, if you're becoming one, first off, if you are expecting for this guy to take care of you how he's been, right? Mm-hmm. What is the problem with you providing how much you make? So
how about this? Let's go this route. So what happens if he loses his job? Or you say he's retired. My bad. That's kind of could be his job. But he's retired. What if he just loses that money? Not saying that's going to happen, but what if something happens? Anything can happen.
Yeah, or if he, let's say he wasn't retired.
Right.
Then a situation where he wasn't retired, he was still well off, still making money, things like that. Mm-hmm. And he did, lose his job or he got hurt, so he's only relying on 60%, 65% of disability.
Right.
But
then that's what she should step in. But the thing is, he needs to know, hey, whether you can handle it or he had to figure something else out. But he doesn't know this because you want to be ignorant and not tell him. And honestly, I don't get what are you hiding? He's already done all this, take care of you, done all this financially. So y'all stable, but why are you so hesitant on telling how much you make? Like, I don't get that. Like, to me, that just make it seem like you're still hiding something that you just don't want to come out and just say. Like, if you bad with money, say you bad with money. If you got an extra stash of money somewhere, hey, say that. But that's the thing. You're not disclosing that, and we're supposed to become one. So you expect me to tell you every ounce of money that I make, but I can't know anything that you bring in.
Basically, and it went back to, them still having a conversation on the radio, and it was like, well, did she ever ask you how much you make? And he's like, no. So again, why do you need to know how much she makes and why should she have to do this? Girl, you don't have to do that, da, da, da. And it's like, okay, but I'm pretty sure he offered that information. And if you're willing to marry somebody, if you're willing to say yes and truly marry somebody, that's a big step. And so that's bigger than me saying, oh, I make 45 G's a year.
Also, I think the woman that said that, it was like, you money hungry, probably single herself.
She is.
Right. Thank you. Single herself, not in a relationship, so you don't really know what it takes to sacrifices, what it takes in a relationship. Also, you don't know the give and take, and also you don't know how much you have to know about each other. Like, you single, yeah, you're gonna be confident. If you just dating, I don't gotta let you know how much I make. All we gotta do is when we go on dates and everything like that. This is the dating game.
Yeah.
But we're getting serious. Like, what you do affects me, and what, vice versa. So, yes, I need to know how much you make. I mean, there's other ways I can find out. I can get lawyers, all type of shit. But why would I want to do that? But the thing about it is, I'm just asking you a simple question. It's just a simple question. And finances is a major part of any type of relationship, not just marriage, dating, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I don't get that. That's a huge red flag to me. I'd have dropped her.
Well, there were callers that called in, and a nice amount of the women that called in, they agreed. And I guess I'm like the eyeball out. I don't know.
They agreed that she shouldn't tell him?
That she don't have to. And I'm just like, okay, and I use this scenario.
What is up with these women?
I use this scenario, and people may think that it's not similar, but it's kind of similar to me. So, okay, boom. You say you don't have to tell him how much you make because you all been doing it this long. He hasn't known, whatever. Even though it's a new level of a relationship that you all are entering, you feel like he doesn't have to know. Okay, fine. Well, let's say vice versa. Let's not talk about finances. Let's talk about side chicks. Let's flip it a little bit. So let's say he's still doing his thing. He's still taking care of you, taking on trips, paying bills, doing whatever it is that you want, everything that you need. You're good to go, right? Mm-hmm. Then you find out later down the line that he's been messing with this other chick on the side, but you're still taken care of. Well,
it don't matter.
You're not okay with the chick, but he's like, it's been this long. Have I not taken care of you? Have I not done this? Have I not done that? So what's the big deal with that? It's a little different, but at the same time, it's kind of the same thing to me, because it's like, okay, you want him to drop this chick. You don't want him to talk to this chick. You don't want him to do anything when it comes to this chick, even though he's still taking care of you. Everything's good. So when it comes to finances, you don't want to share what you're making, even though that, again, involves debt to income ratio, that involves applying for things, different applications, your credit score, everything that you do when you're married is just together. It's one. So it's the same thing. Like, you can't expect him to drop something that he's already been doing when you're taken care of, when you're on the other side of the fence saying, oh, well, you don't have to know how much I make. We've been rocking this way the whole time. It's the same thing, but you wouldn't be okay with the other thing.
Right. He also said, I could have sworn that you told me that he also said that I'm not rich out here, but I'm well off.
Yeah, he wasn't rich, but he said I'm well off. I'm good. I have money.
Again, at that time, what if she decides she want to open up a business? So you want to use his money?
That's what I'm saying.
Or you gonna use your money? Because I'm not going to go in no partnership or whatever, anything like that, business related, if I don't know how much cash you bringing in. Like, I need to know the steps you're going to take. What do you have to bring to the table? I pay for the trips that we go on, family things, all that. But when it comes to business, that's a whole nother aspect. That's business and pleasure we mix it. Lawyers get involved, all type of stuff. That's a whole different aspect. And I do need to know how much you make. So at a point in time, in any
What's
type
up
of
with you
relationship.
and lawyers?
I don't know, man.
Okay, keep going. I just wanted to know.
I'm just saying, man. I got a few,
no, you
standby.
Don't. Keep going.
What? Yeah, I do. Myself. Real shit, G. Anyway, but now I ain't gonna believe like the little crazy hair dude that tried to what's it? He tried to represent himself. Dude, stupid.
I don't know.
That's off topic.
Let's go back.
I'm sorry, that was stupid. He tried to represent himself. He made himself like a fool. Anyway, yeah, back to that. It just don't make any sense that you just don't want to just come out clean and say how much you make. I mean, damn, how hard is it?
It don't have to be how much you make accurate.
Right, how much you make?
About 45.
You can just say about 45. That's cool with me. I know a roundabout. You ain't gonna say, well, I make exactly, 38,000 a year, minus tax. Like, I don't need to know all that. I can get a roundabout. You may make 20. You may tell me you make 40. How the hell would I know? Or you may make 50 and tell me you make 30. I have no idea. But the thing about it is you told me something. Now, I would expect you to tell the truth. But
well, I think if they were going to lie, they would do it the other way around. So they make 30 and they making 50.
Right.
But I get you.
It just doesn't make any sense. But then you don't want to tell that, so you want to hold back this information, but you expect this man to be truthful about everything that he does with his money.
Because the other perspective of that is, okay, now is she going to think that, oh, this is my money, it's just play money. I can just do whatever with it. I can get my nails done all the time. I can get my hair done. I can just do this, X, Y, and Z. I don't have to worry. But yeah, I might have to pay my car note, but I don't have to help him with nothing. I don't have to.
So you don't have to help out with nothing in the house, just off GP. Like, it ain't like that he's expecting you to, or will be expecting you to buy anything in the house, but shit, we need this. Hey, I got the money. Let me go ahead and do this. Mm-hmm. You just be saying, hey, we need this. So do it like, all right, here's this money. When you can just go get it yourself because you have the funds. But you don't, you plan, like, how selfish does that sound? You plan on spending all this man money and just using your money for play money. Like, that sounds
And that's not what
really
was said,
selfish.
but that could definitely happen. Or the vice versa of what the lady on the radio was saying. Oh, well, you want to count her coins. You want to. No, he don't want to count. First off, he don't need to count her coins because he's well off. He has enough money. He's sufficient. Not just to pay his bills and his retirement, but he's sufficient. I'm sure the lady was a lot younger than him, but what does he need to... Only reason I can see, and I wouldn't even want to phrase it as counting coins, is if we sat down and had a serious conversation, you were really bad with money and you are willing and want me to help you be better and manage your money a lot better, then yes, I would have to know how much you make, how much you're paying on certain bills, whatever you're paying, so we can go through that and, come up with a plan on how to make it better, money management wise. But besides that, like, what does he need? What does he need to? I just don't understand that. I guess I might be the eyeball out when it comes to women. I don't know if it's other women out there that feel the same way I feel, but, that's not okay.
But let's put the shoe on the other foot. I'm pretty sure if she made all the money, she'd want to know what the hell he made. I'm pretty sure of that too. Like, she would want to know. You can flip that question around. Well, no, I wouldn't want to know. Come on, man. There ain't no woman that don't want to know how much they guy make.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I'm going to put it out like this. That's a come up. So she found somebody that's willing to pay for everything. Mm-hmm. If he was to drop it and then go somewhere else, it'd be probably hard to find somebody else that's going to do exactly what this dude's doing. Yeah, you can find somebody, but not that's just going to be lackadaisical and cool about it. Like, yeah, I'll pay for this. I ain't got no problem. I just want to know how much you make. People like, man, fuck all that. You ain't trying to tell me, hey, we ain't rocking. Now, that just don't make no sense to me. That's... withholding information, I got problems with that.
Because it comes down to, and this is not just about that subject, this is about marriage and relationships, period. Like, you have to be able to be open with one another. If you're just doing the dating thing, then of course not, you don't have to do all that. I mean, you're still getting to know each other. I even feel like, personally, even when you're married or y'all go to that extent, I think it's okay to have separate bank accounts. You might have one account that you all share jointly that you put all the money in for bills. That's cool. But for you to have a separate bank account and him to have a separate bank account, there's nothing wrong with that. You still are individuals. I think a lot of people get lost when they get married or they get into really serious relationships. They forget that they are a person. They are still an individual. Yes, you are one when you get married, but you don't have to. I shouldn't have to change my full self for you. You shouldn't have to change your full self for me.
No, you should still be able to be you, because that's who you all fell in love with. Each other with each other. Like, not this changed person. Like, yeah, having separate bank accounts, that's cool. You can have one bank account that we put the money into. That's the family pot. But I would like to have my own money. Like you would like to have your own money. You don't want somebody counting your money when you spend something. Like, hey, what the hell was that?
You get a text message each time, or what'd you just spend $200 on?
Like,
What'd you this? What'd you this?
Bing,
what'd you that?
Bing, like, hey. Nah, I don't hear all that.
Now that's counting coins for real. But,
especially if you with somebody like the dude off Everybody Hates Chris, the dad that was really like, he's a penny pitcher. Like, you got people like that that's frugal like that. Like, you don't want to live in that realm of someone that's always counting your money.
Yeah.
But in relationships, withholding information is just as bad as not telling the truth. It's about the same damn thing for real.
Yeah.
Because it's still not telling the full truth.
Because you definitely going to come up and say, if you need your car fixed, I need $300 on this.
What if you tell you, I ain't got it? I ain't got it this week.
But that person is sitting on 2-3 bands and they could easily help you.
Right.
Those are the things that matter. Those are the things to look at in different perspectives and stuff like that. But I'm just so and this is kind of getting away from the subject, but at the same time, it's all about marriage and all about relationships. So it's the same thing. It's just, not losing yourself. It's nothing wrong with telling information. There's nothing wrong with sharing with each other personal information, because that's your person, right? That's your person.
Right.
That's who you go home to. That's who you talk to every day. That's who you know what I'm saying? Y'all doing what y'all doing every day. So it's nothing wrong with that. But I just think that when it comes to being an individual, and I think a lot of women, I don't know why, I'm just going to say it though. I feel like a lot of women, because I'm a woman, so I just feel like, stop doing that when I say stuff like that. Stop doing that.
She had to reiterate that she a woman. I'm a woman.
Here we go. You irk my soul. Why? Okay.
Yo.
I just feel like you meet a guy. Let's say that he's outgoing. Let's use that example. Let's say he's outgoing, and you love that about him, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. He's a people's person. He's handsome, all that. So if he's a people person and he's handsome and he know how to talk to people and know how to get everything moving, like, you have to expect people are going to come to him on some other shit. Like, let's just be honest. But at the same time, if you all have that trust and that, conversation and all that, you should be fine with it. Now, I'm not saying if he was outgoing and very flirtatious when you met him and he just slapping girls on the ass, you got to stop slapping girls on the ass, dude. You can't keep doing that. But I don't think it's nothing wrong with him still being engaging and still being outgoing. If he's a little flirtatious, as long as it don't go nowhere too deep, that's who he is. Stop trying to change people all the way because you met him and you want him to be that way with you, but you're leaving in a box. Like, I hate when I see couples out and the guy, a lot of times it's the guy feels like he can't say certain things, or he can't give somebody a hug, or he can't dap somebody up, or he can't, you know what I'm saying, just get him a little bit more relaxed and be himself, because the woman got him so stuck up, like it's a stick up his ass, like he can't do nothing.
Right. I
had to think about stuff like that because it's not okay. Like, you have to allow people to be themselves. Again, you still have to minimize certain things you're doing, but.
And I know we still off topic, but especially if we all out in a group. If we all in a group and it's a couples thing, you got to expect how this person acts with their homeboys is really not all the way how they act with you. Vice versa with the women. They talk about bullshit. Y'all talk about bullshit.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different.
You're going to be like, damn, I didn't even know you even talked about. Hey, yeah, bro. I mean, then we with the boys, it's something totally different. But you got to, it's conversation going to be wild. You're going to hear some shit. You be like, that's your outtake on that? Yeah, that's my outtake on that. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't do that. I just can't change who I am, and not the stuff I say just because I'm with somebody. I would not change. Not some aspect of certain things I change my outlook on, but who I am as a person and what I believe in, nah, why change that for somebody? Because that's not who you are. Like, I don't get that. Like, if you somebody that, like you said, is outgoing, always the life of the party, jamming, talking to women, that's who you are. That's who you are. That doesn't mean because you out here talking to women, that you out here trying to get with every woman. You just that type of person. You out here, you just having a good time. People flock to you.
Now, you do have to, with that being said, you do need to tone it down. If you was giving these 2-arm hugs all the time and you hugging for dear life and you shaking a little bit, stop doing all that. You can't do all that.
What if you ain't seen nobody in a minute?
I don't give a damn. You can't do all that. And it's doing a little too much. Okay,
brother, sister,
yeah,
bring it in.
That's fine.
Jump up and down.
No, had the titties and stuff. No, it's not okay. But again, you shouldn't just make your person just uncomfortable to the point where they feel like, man, I can't be myself around her. Not when we out. I can be myself with her at the crib, but I can't.
Great point.
Yeah.
We all talking. We all having a conversation, and they bring up, man, this chick, like, let's bring up Power. Like, Power Ghost. Like, hey, F, you fine as hell. And the whole dude knows she is, and he don't want to say nothing. He be like, yeah, bro, she all right. Come on, bro. I know you. Bro, you the one that's normally always talking about how fine she is, but your girl looking at you like, I bet you would say something. And you be like, Nah, she alright, bro. She ain't even that cool to me, bro. Like,
but I got something with that though. This is how I feel. It's a respect level.
Well, no,
your homeboy shouldn't be saying, but you saying because the first off, your homeboy trying to get you in trouble, saying, "Oh, well, you always talking about, oh, girl, you said she had a fat ass." But like, dude,
that's just taking it a little far. But what I'm saying is like I having a conversation. And just by you just saying someone's attractive, your girl may look at you like, what? Like, yeah, I mean, it's attractive people in the world.
Be comfortable with yourself.
It's attractive people in the world. I know you see attractive people and you think they're attractive. I mean, just because they're attractive don't mean, hey, you about to hop on them. Like, this just, hey, you attractive. All right, that's cool. You see stars, these movies, and you think this person is attractive, that's fine. But don't hop on somebody's head because they just think this person is attractive. Like they're saying, all right, when I get the chance, I'm going to go at it. Some people may feel that way. Some people don't. But I'm just saying, it's
always a level of respect. I just think you need to communicate that. What you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. If you are with somebody that is comfortable with themselves and is confident with themselves, and y'all can be watching TV and, like you said, you're in a group and they say something and it makes you uncomfortable, there's a time and a place for everything. So, we have to learn to be like, okay, we having fun right now. Was that the end of the world? No, but it's something that you can talk about later. I think a lot of times, both men and women, we get so upset and we go off our emotions at the time. We don't think like it's a better time to talk about this. Why ruin what we're doing because something was said? Unless it's just downright disrespectful and shit like that, we can talk about this when we get home. Like, hey, when we were out tonight, we had fun, but I just feel like you were doing a little too much when you was talking about so and so. It's nothing wrong with that.
Right, but I think I can respect.
But I think if we're all having a good time at that time, and again, if it's nothing that's too respectful, people just like, damn, she look good. Okay, she look good, and be comfortable with yourself. Right. But vice versa, damn, she finds a motherfucker. I want to. Okay, you might not be able to wait for that because you're like, damn, you really. Can we go in the kitchen and talk? Like, it's a difference. So just be mindful, be respectful, think about what you would say about somebody else, what you're comfortable with, and it's really about communication. Communication goes right back to the first topic we were mainly talking about. If you're married and sharing your financial situations and sharing what you make, that's really important. You cannot get married. Sometimes in some instances, you're not even married in a serious relationship and think it's okay for not to know something about each other's funds. Like, I'm not saying you have to say, oh, yeah, I got $4,000 in the bank in this account. I got $100 in this account. You don't have to do that. Right. But you have to give some insight because if one person is down, the other person's up, how are we supposed to know if we can make it? How are we supposed to know if this is going to be okay? How do I know if I can get this, but I can't get this? Like, how do I know how to move forward financially if you're not giving me any piece of the pie? I'm really working off of my own shit. So if I'm working off of my own funds and my own money and you're not wanting to tell me, then technically, why am I helping you? Yes, we're married, but then it's like it gets deeper than that. Well, why are we married? Why am I? If I'm just using all my funds all the time,
I start dialing back. Hey, you got that? You can pay. Oh, you need gas in your car? I ain't got it this week. You got that? Hey, I'm gonna need you to pay for the gas in your car this week. Cause I got some stuff I got to pay for over here. That's where you start lying about shit. I got stuff to pay for over here.
And stuff start changing, right, and shifting.
Then now you want to act all weird. I'm like, oh, so you couldn't pay? Nah, I couldn't. Well, how come? You made it this week, didn't you, on the gas that you had to pay for, right? Yeah. Oh, so you good. You good. I ain't asked you for nothing else. All I said is I need you to pay for your gas this week. I ain't say I need you to buy. And especially if you got a BMW, they oil changes cost about $130 at the least, at the minimum, just for the upkeep of the oil change. Let's not talk about tires, everything on it. When you get, nails, hair done, depending on what kind of hair they got, what kind of nails they get, pedicures, massages, all this they go with it. Shopping sprees, clothes for work, for outings, like all this stuff together, I'm paying for with no problem. But you have a problem letting me know how much you make.
You want me to still pay for everything.
All that. And when you could really pay for that yourself. And not just pay for the main stuff in the house.
Because the thing is, that week that you tell her or whatever to pay for the gas, if she was successful, then that lets you know something like, oh, well, you're not all the way broke. Then you might add, because it could start like that. Like, you could start saying, okay, well, you got to get the gas this week. I got some stuff going on. Then it could be, well, you gotta maybe you provide a lunch fund. I don't know, $100 a week for lunch when she wants to go out to eat for lunch. You got that. I can't pay your phone bill no more. You got that. I can't pay your car insurance no more. You got you start doing 4 or 5 things. You're like, okay, well, how much do you make? Because you're able to pay it.
Right, with no problem. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't flinched at it. You just did it with no problem.
It shouldn't get to that point, because then you're really going to have a real conversation. Like, this whole time, these last several years I've been doing all this stuff, or this last year we've been married, I've been doing all this stuff and trying to really sit down with you and talk about financial situation and how we're going to go moving forward. You never wanted to tell me, but the minute that I tell you, you need to do this and that, you can do it. So it's just something to think about. That's all. Just when you're in a relationship and you're married together, finances are really important. It's something that you can't keep away. You can't just think, oh, I can tell. If you want to tell somebody your credit score, sometimes it can be embarrassing if it's bad or whatever it is, then you should be willing to talk to them about important stuff such as how much you're making. That's just what it is. When it comes to relationships and marriage, and it comes to you being comfortable within yourself, be comfortable, like truly be comfortable with yourself. It's okay if your man or your woman says somebody else looks good. All the time becomes a little disrespectful, but just take that in stride and communicate. That's really what it's about.
Right.
So that's for sure. But y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this session. I hope y'all enjoyed that little session we talked about today on marriage and financial situations and just things that can go along with being in a relationship, period. So you got any last words?
Yeah. Women be tripping.
So do men. On that note, we're going to go ahead and head out, y'all. Peace.
All right.